Hello and welcome to Unlocking Personal Leadership Live. This is episode number 17. My name is Jim Miller, and we're broadcasting live tonight on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight, I want to talk about a topic that covers all of the subjects that we're talking about here on this show. Where the first one is becoming. Then we're talking about longevity. Then we talk about audience, talk about building generational wealth and getting involved in your community with community service. Those are the 5 shifts. And this one, convenience, I think affects all of them in one way or another. And it's about, to me, convenience is something that is filled with hidden costs. And they could be dollars and cents costs, but most of those costs are other things. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. So what are those other things? Those kind of hidden costs involved with convenience. When we're, our lives today are filled with tools and gadgets and wonderful things that we have available to us that we can use to make our lives better and enjoy our journeys, to share more of our experiences and to be more alive. Some of us take advantage of them, some don't. All of the services that we're getting today that are free, I think, have tremendous hidden cost involved with them, and not just you as an individual, but us as a society are being getting ourselves subjected to tremendous forces through economies and power, and that most of us don't understand because they don't want to tell you. It's like, why do you need to know that? Just use this for free and you'll love it. It kind of sounds like, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. It's the same thing, let me tell you. So I want to share a quick little intro video to a movie that I haven't seen yet. I'm going to see it, and then after I see it, I'll give you a review of it. But this little short video will kind of give you a little idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start that right now. And here we go.
Most of the internet is currently funded by a business model that depends on the systematic and mass violation of rights. And that's not normal, and it's not acceptable.
Threats to human rights are everywhere in the digital world.
This kind of great interruption to our lives has made us question everything, including what it is that these technologies are doing to us.
Technology products today are not worthy of our trust.
The greatest coup on the public has been this idea that we get to use all these tools for free. They're just tools. They don't cost us anything. We can participate or not participate with them.
It's an invisible cyber war. People don't even know that they're being manipulated by these forces.
This idea of surveillance capitalism is spreading throughout the economy.
What is different today is that we've never had a screen that is personalized specifically for us.
Truly, I think we're borderline a Black Mirror episode.
How do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
We become more predictable, more quantifiable.
Let's face it, the companies that stand to make money are powerful. They are multi-billion-dollar companies.
And Silicon Valley is like capitalism on steroids.
If Google is not responsible for its own products, who is?
We should be asking who benefits. Because each one of these things makes our life a little bit more convenient, but there's a cost to that convenience. And the cost is often hidden. And it's always much, much greater than the benefit.
All over the earth, God is raising up a new breed of wealth builders who'll use their money.
The cost of convenience. Wow. Pretty amazing. So, as personal leaders, my question tonight is, what is that costing us as individuals? How's that affect us individually, personally? How's it affecting our families? How's it affecting our communities? How's it affecting our work? How's it affecting our local governments? How's it affecting our nation and the world? And I believe as a leader, those questions should be something that you address and that you have an opinion on one way or another. And you should be up to speed on it and aware of it. And if you're not, find out a way to get up to speed, because these topics are important. They're critical for the proper working of your vision, making things happen. And depending on where you want to take your life, these big changes, these things that are happening now will affect what you want to do. So I believe it's a precursor to knowing all this information, knowing about this topic is important, and making a stand, making decisions, setting boundaries, setting guidelines and boundaries for yourself. As Bob Donnell's Next Level Pillar states, what becomes acceptable, what is acceptable becomes inevitable. And I've been reflecting on this topic for a couple of days, and it's like resonating in my mind. What is acceptable becomes inevitable. And I think for me, it's a big deal. So let's see. I want to kind of tap into this on Facebook and see if anybody is tuning into this. And let's see. We've got anybody here? Not yet. So yeah, when you think about it, the convenience, what is convenience and what is it costing us? It's convenient to drive your car. Okay. It's convenient to drive on the roads that we have. We pay for those roads through our taxes. It's convenient to go down to the 7-Eleven and buy whatever you want to buy there, soda, hot dog, some ice, get a lottery ticket, bag of chips, candy bar, whatever it is you want. But when you go to that store, and when you go there, the prices are high. You could go somewhere else and buy that whatever at a place where it would be less expensive. But because it's right next to your house, and it's easy to get to, and it doesn't take you as much time to get there and get what you want and move on about your day, you're willing to pay a little more for it. But you see that cost and you realize, okay, yeah, I'm going in there. It's going to be a little more money, but I want it now and I'll pay for it. That's okay. But when convenience starts encroaching in on your life through little offers that come in, like, or not so little, like, things like, Facebook. When you look at Facebook and all these social platforms, Google, they give you all of these tools for free, and you can look it up and you can find out, but they don't upfront tell you, unless it's in one of their agreements that's in fine print that's 10 pages long before you sign up for something. You don't really see where those costs are. We're taking the data when you're writing something in Google Docs, and you're writing a paper in there. They have access to that data. They have access to what you're writing. They may not attribute it to you exactly, but they're using it in their algorithms to learn about what we are as an aggregate, who we are, what we do, our habits. Another thing is our, for just an example, is your utilities at your house or your business. They're able to collect data on your electricity bill, and now they've got it dialed down so they know exactly when your electricity usage goes up and when it goes down. And it's like, okay, well, what can they do with that data? Well, if they know when your electricity usage is high in the wintertime or in the summer, when your air conditioning is running, and when it's not, they know when you're home and when you're not home. They know if it's off for an extended period of time, they can infer that you're on vacation or you're out of the house. They can tell. So it's I don't want to get weird and conspiracy theory things, but it's just the principle here of, should they know about that? Why should they know about that? What reasoning? Why would they want to know that? And what would they do with it if they wanted to? What could they do with it if they wanted to? It's like in convenience. Like our phones now, the Apples, all of these. This one has a fingerprint on it. So used to be, before you got on the phone, you had to type in a 4-digit code, right? You just type it in. Well, that got to be too inconvenient and maybe insecure for whatever reason. So they put this fingerprint scanner in there. So now you've given them your fingerprint. That's your personal information. That's that's who you are. And then you give them your eye print. That's available now too. Or you have a face print, so they see your face. And we're just giving this away, and they put it in their database. What else are they getting? It boggles my mind what we're giving away here as for convenience. It's all the tools that, if someone were nefarious, that they would need to control you. And I hope you've seen by now that they're starting to feel their oats, so to speak. When a horse feels his oats, he gets frisky and he starts jumping around and becomes really crazy sometimes. So it's up to us individually as personal leaders, I think, to make decisions for ourselves. And if things aren't what you want, change it. Don't just blindly go into this as, okay, I don't know, like Schultz, I know nothing, I see nothing, I hear nothing. It's like the three monkeys. Don't do that. And we're doing it as a society right now. We're just walking in to this, they call it a walled garden. And it's beautiful for them. They've created this beautiful place for us to live and made it really convenient for us. But as we've kind of walked voluntarily into this walled garden, they're collecting all of this data on us all the time. And you got to start asking yourself, what are they doing with this data? Well, I know what they're doing with it. And you know what they're doing with it. You just don't want to admit it. And you don't want to take this, you don't want to wean yourself of this convenience. I mean, I've carried around 2 of these phones at times in my life because I just needed to be on it. And man, it's crazy. All this stuff. And do we have time to have a life? Do we have time to enjoy? Do we have time to experience the pleasures of relaxing and just being in the garden, a real garden, listening to the birds, feeling the wind on your face, seeing the leaves rustle in the breeze, and seeing the critters walk through? If you're not taking the time to do that on a regular basis, as a leader, I call bullshit. You need to do that and get grounded. You need to get grounded in what life is really about. That's becoming a real person. The risk of not doing that, I think, is regret. You're going to pay big later in regret. And I've had a taste of that regret. Tastes bad. Don't like it. So I think, hey, Bob, if you're on, thanks for the comment. Good evening to you. Yeah, it's convenience. I'm just like crazy about looking around and starting to notice all the things that we have that we're convenient now. You know, fast food. Fast food is so bad for you. Fast food is killing us. Americans have the worst health issues on the planet, and we're spending the most money of all the developed nations, 2 or 3x of what every other country pays on healthcare, and we're still dying at an earlier and earlier and earlier age every year. So, you know, what we're doing now is not working. It's not working. So my soapbox tonight on convenience is, you know, take some time and take a breath, relax, and think about what convenience is in your life and what price you're paying for it. And does it really fit? Does it really fit what you envision for your life? Will it really help you get where you want to be? And if it does, great. But if it doesn't, then change it. And I think changing it's going to take some real discipline, because they've made it so easy and we're all dependent on it and we're all set up to use it. Like, you know, Facebook is just crazy easy to get in and communicate with people. But I mean, every time we get in there and we do something, they're tracking that, and they use that to place ads in front of us. They use that to make decisions. They use that to provide us with information and news feeds. And, you know, every time you scroll down, you see little news bits. Well, all those news pieces, they have millions of different pieces of news they could put in front of you, and they pick those. Why? Because those are the things that the algorithm that they've designed has said that you would respond to. And they know how the mind works. They know that spaced repetition is the way that the brain learns. And if you space repeat something long enough, even though it's false, it becomes truth. They know this, and they're using it to their advantage. And that's why they're making so much money. I can't take that away from them. I mean, I'm a capitalist. I believe that, caveat emptor, buyer beware. And we're the buyer. We're not bewaring. We're just walking into this saying, okay. And they're getting richer and richer and richer than us as a country, some of them. What does that mean? Well, I don't know yet, but I have some suspicions, and things are bubbling up to the surface now that are starting to look interesting, like the WEF. What's that all about? So it's as a kind of an observer of what's going on in the world, I have an interest as a personal leader to protect my family and be involved in my community so that I have a place to live that's nice as I can make it, and that's healthy and that's life-giving and will enable me to experience joy every day. And that's really what I love. So that's kind of my soapbox today. I think convenience. I'd like to talk about this more. I'll take a look at the movie, The Price of Convenience, that I showed the video for at the beginning, and we'll talk about it later. All right. So you guys have an awesome afternoon, and we'll see you next time. Bye.